Welcome everybody. Today on Pressure Crisp we're going to be making lasagna in the Ninja Foodi Grill. Somebody mentioned it on the Pressure Crisp Facebook group if it could be done. So I stepped up to the challenge. Yes, it can. We have to make a few adjustments in order to cook it in the Ninja Foodi Grill, and I'll go over those steps. I'll show you exactly how we're going to make this lasagna in the Ninja Foodi Grill. But this is almost like a twofer because we're going to use the 6.5 quart Ninja Foodi to saute the meats. If you only have the Ninja Foodi Grill, you can saute your meats on the stove top. And like in the Facebook group, stove, what is a stove? A lot of people, ever since they got the Ninja Foodi, or the Ninja Foodi mostly, we don't use our stoves. I mean, very, very rare. So come on over and let's get this recipe started. To start this recipe, we're going to go ahead and turn our Ninja Foodi on. We're going to select sear saute. It automatically defaults to high, so we're just going to press start. So while this is warming up, I'm going to go over the list of ingredients that's needed to make the Ninja Foodi Grill lasagna. So what you're seeing in front of you is basically everything that is needed to make lasagna in the Ninja Foodi Grill. Let me get this bowl out of the way so you can see. I have a half a pound of hamburger, which is 80/20. I also am using hot sausage today, hot Italian sausage. This is like 9 ounces. I didn't want to put a half a sausage back in there, so I said, let's just throw it in and use it. I cannot stress the importance of this. If you can, mix your meats. It gives it that extra, I don't know what it is. It's just, hamburger's good, but when you mix your meats with sausage, because you're getting the seasonings from the Italian sausage. There's fennel, there's red pepper flakes, there's salt, there's pepper. Oh, it's just so good. So if you can, mix your meats. You're also going to need a half a container. This is a 32-ounce container, so this is 16 ounces of ricotta cheese. You're going to need 2 whole eggs. This is like a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. About a cup of mozzarella. This might be a bit more. I tend to be heavy on the mozzarella. You're also going to need a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic, just a pinch of salt, and a half a teaspoon of fresh black peppercorn. For the topping, this is like 1.5 cups to 2 cups of cheese for the top of the lasagna. I'm also using oven-ready lasagna noodles. These are these right here. This is a different brand. I'm used to Barilla. This is Ronzoni. So these take a little bit longer to cook. I'm also going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning to the meat mixture. I'm just going to do a couple shakes. You'll see that in the video. Also, I'm just going to add 1 shake of garlic to the meat mixture as well. You need a jar of your favorite sauce. And that's about it. The pan I'm using today, I'm going to be using the Ninja Foodi pan that came. I ordered this off Ninja Foodi website. Also going to need a piece of parchment paper. If you don't have the rounds, what I did yesterday was took out a piece of parchment paper, put this bowl on top of it, and just with a pencil outlined the pan and cut it out. You want to make it a little bit bigger. You can have it sit in there, or you can make it a little bit bigger so it hangs over the edge. This one's a bit bigger. You're also going to need some aluminum foil. When we get to the grilling part, I'm going to go over what we're going to need. If you bought the Ninja Foodi Pro, it came with the roasting rack accessory. You're not going to be able to use that due to the fact that it makes this pan too high and the lid will not shut. I tried it yesterday. I made this recipe yesterday. But if you do have the dehydrator that came with the Ninja Foodi, this is what I've been using. Or I can go over, I didn't try this yesterday, I'm not going to lie, maybe a trivet, one of the silicone trivets. I might have to look at that. But I do like the metal because I like the air, so the air can circulate around the whole lasagna and it cooks it from the top, the bottom, and the sides. The Ninja Foodi 6.5 quart is warmed up. It's hot. We're going to take those meats and we're just going to pour them in. Now I do have this OXO. I'm not, you know something, I really need to look up what this thing's called, but I used to use a wooden spoon. I think this is fantastic. It breaks the meat up so into small pieces, which is perfect for like tacos and especially this dish, lasagna. So this just works just like this. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and brown this meat. It'll probably take like 5 to 7 minutes for this to cook. I've got that meat pretty much broken up. I am going to break it up some more because I want it in smaller pieces for this lasagna. Now to this, what I'm just going to do, you're just going to take Italian seasoning and just give a few shakes. That's probably like a 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Now the garlic powder, maybe like 1/8 to a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And that's all we're going to add to it because that Italian sausage has a lot of seasoning in it and it's going to flavor this whole entire lasagna. And I should have went over, you don't have to use hot sausage. This is just what I had in the house. If you have sweet sausage, if you have, well yeah, either Italian hot sausage or Italian sweet. We prefer the hot, and once again, I didn't have any sweet in the house. So once again, don't make any special trips. If you have everything in the house, use what you have on hand. Bringing you back for a quick second. This smells so good already. We're gonna make the filling while the meat is cooking. I'm gonna pop the top on the ricotta. I'm just gonna pour this off. This is 16 ounces of ricotta. And I'm using whole milk ricotta. You can use part skim, whatever kind of ricotta that you have. Now we're just going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. That's the 2 eggs, the pinch of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, tablespoon of parsley. You see this garlic. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic, and 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and about 1 cup of mozzarella. I always do a little bit more. It's just habit and what I do. And all you're going to do, you're going to give this just a quick stir. Want to make sure everything is combined and looks good. I prefer to use fresh parsley, but I didn't have any on hand. So just like anything else, use what you have in the house. I had the dried parsley, so we are using dried parsley. This is coming together nicely. Excuse me for 1 minute. I'm going to pop over to the meat. Break it up just a little bit more. This meat is almost done. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to go ahead and shut the Ninja Foodi off and leave the pan, the Ninja Foodi ceramic bowl right in there. I just want you to be able to see this. I just want to make sure you can see the consistency of this. But that's what it looks like, just like that. So we are all set. Next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the bowl from the Ninja Foodi. I always use a kitchen towel. You can use a pot holder, whatever you have. And we're just going to pour this off into another bowl. Just like that. I'm going to pop this in the sink. So to this meat mixture, this is a lot of meat, so I went a little bit overboard on the meat, but it's a 1/2 pound and a 1/2 pound. You're going to go ahead and take your sauce, jarred sauce. You can use homemade sauce. Put that in there, and we're just going to give this a stir. Just going to mix the sauce with the meats. Before we start making the lasagna, what I want to do is I want to preheat this Ninja Foodi Grill. I'm going to go ahead and place the ceramic bowl in. I'm also going to place a 9-inch silicone round in the bottom of this pan. It just helps protect it. These can be found on Amazon as well. I'm also going to make sure the mesh screen is in. And I'm also just going to put this is my dehydrator rack accessory. I just want to show you what this looks like. Next, what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and lower the lid. We're going to turn your Ninja Foodi Grill on. We're going to select bake. Now the temperature, we're going to go up to 350 degrees and press start. So what it's doing right now, it's going to preheat this Ninja Foodi Grill to 350 degrees. To start this lasagna, what we're going to do is, what I like to do, I'm just going to take not very much meat. I try to get a little bit of that sauce out. And I like to put a little bit in this pan just to coat the bottom. Just gives it like a lubrication, I guess you want to say. Make sure you can see all that. There you go. I do it just like that. Now we're going to take these noodles, and it actually works out pretty good, just like that. And what you're going to do is you're just going to break pieces. Whoops, and pieces will end up on the floor. Welcome to my kitchen. But it's all good because it all tastes good. And I like to you're just going to piece it together. And you step on the pieces too to make them even just smaller pieces that you have to vacuum up or sweep later. But like I said, everything is wonderful in this kitchen. And you even get some into the meat sauce. Wonder why this didn't happen yesterday. But this is what you're going to do. You want to make sure the bottom is covered. You don't want to overlap too much, because what I've noticed is, I think I've made lasagna, I don't know how many times I've made lasagna. We love lasagna. We're like Garfield. It just, I don't know. If you have like a double layer of the noodles, it's going to take a long, long time to cook, because these are the oven ready that cook in the oven. So you want to get a single layer as best you can in the bottom of this pan. So what I'm going to do is, you're going to take some of that ricotta mixture, like almost half of it, because this will only make like 2 layers in this pan, but they'll be very thick, delicious layers. And I just take a spatula and you're just going to move it around. So just take half that mixture, put it in here. That's about half right there. Just like when you're icing a cake, you don't want to pick up the spatula. Just ease it side to side, push it out. Beautiful. See, this is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Just like that. Try to get a nice even layer in here. As you can see, I'm turning the bowl as I am spreading this out. You're going to take half that meat mixture. Once again, just spread this out. You can use this or use a spatula, whatever you have on hand. Gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Next step is you're going to take the noodles. Once again, like I said, try not to overlap too much. I know it's hard to do, but this is a quick, easy process. Once you do this once, you will be making lasagna weekly. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that extra 1.5 cups to most likely 2 cups, because I'm a little heavy when it comes to mozzarella cheese on lasagna. And you're just going to sprinkle this cheese right on top. I may actually need more. Not sure if this is going to be enough. We like a nice, thick, heavy layer of mozzarella cheese on top of our lasagnas. You want it when you take a slice that the cheese runs. So that's about, yeah, it's about a 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. We're going to go with that for right now, because we can always add more cheese at the end. I'm going to take that parchment round, place that right on top. This is a 10-inch. Like I said, it's the only thing I had in the house. I think a 9-inch would fit nicely in there. But if you have the rolled parchment paper, just go ahead and use the rolled parchment paper and just cut out a piece. I am going to take aluminum foil. What this does is it just protects the lasagna from burning, because it is very close to the heating element. And also, make sure your piece of aluminum foil is large enough to go under the pan. But I'm going to show you a neat little trick that I had to do yesterday, because my Ninja Foodi shut off, because after I checked it the first time, the aluminum foil got sucked up. And I was like, the Ninja Foodi Grill shut off, and I was like, oh my God, I broke it. But it was because I didn't make sure it was tucked. And it's very difficult to do when you're working with a hot lasagna. When it's hot in temperature, it's very difficult to tuck it back under. But I'm going to show you a neat little trick that I did yesterday, and perfect. Ninja Foodi Grill is preheated. We're going to go ahead and open the lid. Now the sides of this are very, very hot. So wear oven mitts, wear the Pac-Man mitts, whatever you have in the house, make sure you use those. And you're just going to lower it right down into the Ninja Foodi Grill. Do not drop it in there. I guess you could, but I don't. Now here is that handy dandy tip. You're gonna take a spoon and you're just gonna put it right on top of the aluminum foil. And the weight of that spoon will prevent the aluminum foil being sucked up by the fan. Now that I let all the heat out, go ahead and close the lid. The next step, this automatically defaults to like 15 minutes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna increase the temperature to 45. This takes a little bit. It doesn't jump up like the Ninja Foodi. Okay, it may not cook for 45 minutes. Now once again, the temp, I just want to show you, the temp is 350 degrees, and I will, well, you'll see when I do it. The temp is 350, we set the time for 45 minutes. We're gonna check this lasagna probably in 35 minutes to see if it's done. So we have 11 minutes left on the 45 minutes. What I'm gonna do is make sure you have oven mitts or the Pac-Man thingamababa, and we're going to lift this out. I tried seeing if it was done while it's in there. It's just too difficult and you'll burn yourself. So lift it out, put it on a cooling baker's rack. What I'm gonna do is take the cover off just a bit. And this is where it doesn't go back together nicely. It's looking good, it's steaming. Where's my, I'm just gonna use my thermometer. I'm not really checking the temperature, I'm just using it. Yeah, it needs to go. Probably, yep, it's hard. So we're gonna put it back in there and do the remaining 11 minutes. Once again, put your cover back on. This is where it gets tricky because it's hot. You try to tuck the aluminum foil back under the pan, but it's almost virtually impossible to do so. So we're gonna put it back in. We're gonna lift the lid. You're gonna use your oven mitts. Put that back in there. Once again, be careful, it's hot. And this is where that spoon comes in handy. Put that spoon was hot, so make sure you use mitts. Go ahead and lower the lid. And now it's down to 9 minutes and 25 seconds. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna tack on, bring it right back up to 11, because we had 11 minutes remaining on the clock. And I'm gonna let this go for the 11 minutes. Oh, and one other thing I should have told you, when you put the lasagna back into the Ninja Foodi, make sure you take the pan and turn it. Just like any other oven, there's hot spots and cool spots. So we have 27 seconds left. I am going to raise the lid, and that did poof up. I don't know if you saw that, but that actually lifted. So I actually need to use my heavier spoon that I had out first. So I'm going to take this spoon out. This is a very important step. This spoon, I should weigh it for you. Hold on, I'll do that right now. That spoon weighed 1 ounce. So you want a spoon that's heavier than 1 ounce. This is the spoon that I used yesterday. This is much, much heavier. The heavier spoon weighed 3.1 ounces. I'm gonna go ahead and lift this out. This should be done. This is how long it took yesterday. It took 45 minutes. Take the foil back. There we go. Peel the parchment paper back. It's looking fabulous. Okay. All right, we're getting a little resistance here. Honest to God, yesterday it took, and it's the same recipe. I'm gonna have to cook this for another 10 minutes. Holy mackerel. No, honest, I did this yesterday. Check out my Facebook group. I swear. Go ahead and cover it back up again. Once again, be careful with this. It's hot. Okay, we're going to tuck it under as best we can. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to pick that lasagna up and put it right back in. And we're going to take the 3.1 ounce spoon, rest it right on top. Lower the lid. You can see there's 13 seconds left, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna increase this to 10 minutes. I don't know what the difference is. There really is no difference. It was, I swear, it was the exact same recipe. Same pan, same amount of everything, same temp. Let me just double check. Yeah, 350. So we have 1 minute left. Let's go ahead and pop the top. Once again, make sure you have mitts on to take that hot spoon out. I'm gonna check it right in here this time. Whoops, well, maybe not. Once again, be careful as this is a bit warm. That's really stuck on there now. Yesterday it cooked much, much quicker. Ah, oh, yeah. This guy is done. So since I didn't take it out, I'm just gonna leave it right in there. What we are going to do is take the aluminum foil and the parchment paper off. So the next step is we're gonna close the lid. All right, so we have 48 seconds left. I'm gonna stop that. You're gonna hit air crisp. We're gonna jump it up to 450 and we're going to hit start. We're gonna check the time. Default's to 20 minutes, but I'm just gonna lower it down to like 6 minutes. It's gonna take anywhere between 4 and 5 minutes for that to brown up nicely. So just so you know, the Ninja Foodi, even though it's under the preheat mode right now, there was a lot of heat left in there, but we increased it to 450, so that's like a 100-degree jump. So it's cooking, but it's browning up while it's preheating. So when this beeps to add food, I'm just gonna check it just to see how we're moving along with the browning. It's been about 2 minutes. I'm gonna lift the top. And oh yeah, that is done. What I have noticed with the Ninja Foodi Grill is the outside really, really browns a lot more than the center. So what you could do right now, you could actually air crisp this off at a lower temperature, but I'm fine with the way it is. It's beautiful. It's deliciously brown, and that cheese is gonna be fantastic. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take it out of the Ninja Foodi and put it on a baker's rack. Once again, be careful. This is going to be hot. Lift this guy up. Just place it over here. Perfect. I want to give you a nice close-up of the lasagna. What you want to do now is don't forget to shut your Ninja Foodi off. Leave the lid open. It cools off quicker. And like I said, this browns up nice. You could do it at a lower temp, probably get more even browning. But I am very happy with this. Some people might not like that the cheese is not 100% melted in the center, but I am okay with it, and it's going to be delicious. So I'm going to let this cool. I don't know how long I'm going to let it cool, but it's going to cool for a while. And then we'll do that taste test. Time for that taste test. And it's not exactly an attractive lasagna. It's very difficult to get a beautiful looking piece unless you let this cool for a long, long time. We are hungry and we want to eat this lasagna. Let me give you a close-up. Look at that steaming. Like I said, it doesn't look that good. When it came out, it looked great until I cut into it. Taste test time. I want to make sure those noodles are cooked because that's very important. Here, I'll grab a noodle piece. Oh my. This is delicious. The sausage is what makes it. I'm not gonna lie. Mix your meats. The hot sausage has a nice spice to it. You can use sweet, but my mouth is watering and I'm going for the second bite. But instead of me doing that second bite, it's fantastic. And I don't know what happened. I made the exact same recipe, exact same everything, temperatures, everything yesterday, and it cooked in 45 minutes. Today, it took 55 minutes. I don't know why. I really, really, really don't. But it is delicious. So you can make a lasagna in your Ninja Foodi Grill. Comes out perfectly. Scout's honor. I will have to go through the whole thing to make sure all the noodles cooked, but I poked in a bunch of places and it seemed like the whole thing cooked through in 55 minutes, 350 degrees. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Hit that notification button so you get my Ninja Foodi videos and Ninja Foodi Grill videos. So I appreciate all you and thank you so much. See you next time.